Hey guys, this is Top Fan, and welcome to Free Craigslist Horror Stories. Four more Craigslist Stories, aka Volume 3. So, today's the 3rd, tomorrow's the 4th. It's gonna be a nice fireworks show in the driveway. The street. So, happy 4th of July! Let's get into this video. Just gonna be a good one, I guess. Sorry. Oh, sorry, not. I'll do it like this. Ha na 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 na. It's the one and only Ego Double.
It was the summer of 2012. I have a late birthday, so I was still 15 when all my friends were 16. They all had jobs for the summer, but nobody would hire me because I was only 15.
Discriminating bastard.
I started looking for off-the-books jobs on Craigslist.
Why would you look for a job when you can do lawn service like I do? I'm obviously not 15, and I can do lawn service. I just buy the equipment and make people's lawns look beautiful, because I'm in the control, and I have OCD, so I have to control how their lawns look. Why not? And I make some good monies. Enough for me, definitely.
I found an ad titled, "Looking for House Cleaning Services, Paying $10 an Hour."
With my lawn service, it's 30 an hour.
The ad had two pictures of the house, one outside and one inside. It was a typical middle-class house. He lived in the next town over. The only way to contact him was by email, so I emailed him telling him I was only 15 years old and was willing to clean his house for $10 an hour. He responded in 10 minutes, telling me his work schedule and when he would need me to be available. I told him that was okay, and then he asked me if I had means of transportation to get there every day.
Oh.
I didn't even realize that my mom wouldn't be able to drive me every day.
This guy is asking some somewhat smart questions, but you never know deep inside what someone's thinking. You'll never know, like what I'm thinking now.
Oddly, he offered to give me a lift to and from every single day. He said he worked close, so coming home to give me a ride wouldn't be a problem. I agreed without even asking my mom. So the man asked for my address. I gave it to him, and he said he would be over at 8:30 a.m. on Monday to pick me up.
8:30? Do you know what time I woke up today? 12:30 p.m. Not 8. That's a 4-hour difference. I can't wake up at 8. I'd kill myself if I woke up at 8. What time is it now? 12. Okay. Then I'm going to bed about, 3? So.
Come Monday, I met him outside. He drove a black '05 Nissan Maxima.
That's what's clucking up. Let me look at the '05 Nissan Maxima. I don't know what they look like, but I want to see if it's old. Shit, I keep tapping. Maxima. Sorry. Actually isn't half bad for 2005. I wouldn't say it's half bad. It's got a digital screen. Damn. Damn. That's a good car, actually. I wouldn't mind driving that, actually. I'm really picky on my cars. Sometimes and sometimes not. I wouldn't mind driving a 2005 Nissan, because, hell. It's got a digital screen. That's important, because old cars you don't... Because I like the radio, it tells you what song's playing. I was like, I didn't know who the hell is playing this shit and all that, so... I love these digital screens.
He himself had a black beard and a Mets hat on. He didn't seem dressed ready to go to work, but I didn't think much about that.
Okay.
He introduced himself as James, and then dropped me off and gave me the key. He told me to just straighten everything out and such. Then he drove off in a hurry. I found it really weird that he trusted me, a 15-year-old he had never met, to be in his house alone.
I would. You should realize 15-year-olds are mature. I'm 12. I just gave my fucking age away. Well, in about 2 days. Because it's the 3rd. Now it's the 4th because it's 12 o'clock. Tomorrow, technically, I'm going to be 13. I feel so bad giving out my goddamn information. I shouldn't have done this. Don't give your information out. If you're under 18 and you give your age out, you're fucking up to the max. Ugh. Well, he should trust you. What I feel like is when he gets in the house, there's gonna be a bunch of people gonna start raping him and killing him and kidnapping him.
The house wasn't even too messy. All I did was just fold some clothes, wash some dishes, and used a hand vacuum to clean some of the carpets.
Hand vacuum?
The only problem...
Why would you use a hand vacuum to clean a whole carpet? That's for the stairs, you dumbass. Or a car. What the fuck did it just do there? Or upholstery.
It was extremely hot in the house. Even hotter than outside.
Damn.
It seemed all the windows were sealed shut, and I didn't want to turn on the AC without permission.
Okay.
This went on for 6 hours before he came back, handed me $60, and dropped me off back home. He seemed extremely nice, and I felt I had lucked out finding that ad. This went on for a good 2 weeks, and my mom was okay with it since James was actually paying me.
Good.
Then, one Friday night, I woke up feeling really thirsty, so I got up to get some water. I looked out my window, and I saw somebody standing there looking into my room. I screamed, and my parents came running over, but the person outside took off before they got there. The next time I went in, it was at least 100 degrees outside. I asked James if I could turn on the AC, but he said it was broken. He told me to just take off my clothes if I got hot.
Oh.
I laughed, thinking he was joking, but he...
You know what? He's trying to rape you. If he's telling you to take off your clothes, you know it's a simple way to back the fuck up and get out of this house. Because by the time you are still listening to him, I'm 20 feet out into the street with my Adidas. Oh, wait, do you have your Adidas? I don't think so. But I got mine. But do you got yours?
was serious. I felt really uncomfortable after that. He dropped me off, and I did the same work that I had been doing. It was at least 105 degrees in the house. I had to work shirtless and constantly go outside where it was just a little cooler. The day dragged on, but I just barely made it through. The next day, on the way to his house, James told me that he had the day off from work. He told me he would just help me out. I was not happy to hear this. I would rather just be alone in the house.
Okay.
He seemed to slowly follow me into whatever room I went to clean. I eventually had to go to the bathroom, so I ran upstairs and made sure he wasn't following me. But in the bathroom, I made a shocking discovery.
Whoa.
Up in the corner of the room, I found a small camera pointing from out of the wall, just barely visible. I scanned the room for...
Damn. 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 Is this guy gay or something? Damn. If you find a camera's hidden camera watching you take a piss, you're fucking up to the max. I'm using this as my pillow. Just ignore me.
more, and sure enough, there was one in the bottom corner as well. I started searching the whole bathroom for more cameras. I checked under the sink, but what I found was much worse. There were 2 huge stacks of VHS tapes, each one with a sticky note attached with someone's name on it.
Oh.
The one on the top was my name.
Oh, shit. What the fuck did you get yourself into? You work for this guy and get a somewhat decent pay. And you find a VHS tape with your name on it. And there's cameras in the house. That can only mean one thing. You fucked up to the max.
I almost threw up then and there. I had to find a way to get home safely. James then knocked on the door, asking if I was alright. I said I wasn't feeling good, and asked if he could drive me home. He said okay. I stepped outside, and he told me he had to go as well, so he stepped into the bathroom. For the first half of the car ride, he didn't say anything to me, and the road he was taking me on wasn't familiar.
Oh.
In fact, I noticed that the direction we were heading in was the complete opposite of my house.
He's gonna rape you, or kill you, or murder you. Those are the same thing, but I'm just saying. Just saying. I know how this shit goes. I heard too many of these stories. I mean, you know what's gonna happen. He's gonna murder you.
Where are we going? I asked.
Haha.
He looked at me and said, "What were you doing in the bathroom?"
Jacking off. What were you doing in the bathroom? You were in there for 10 minutes. What the fuck were you doing? Were you jacking it off?
I started to panic. I didn't answer, so he asked again in a much angrier voice. We were stopped at...
Man, this is one perverted man. This is one perverted man. I mean the opposite. People say pervert means you're with the sex. So this guy's against it.
a traffic light, so I took that opportunity to unlock the door and escape the car. I ran away from sight before calling my mom, crying into the phone, telling her to pick me up. She came over as soon as possible. She immediately reported James, and the police found the tapes under his sink. Some of the tapes contained much worse things than kids just cleaning the house. The scariest thing, some of the kids seen in the tapes are still missing to this day. He was arrested and tried for child pornography, kidnapping.
The only reason I find that disturbing, I want to call it disturbing, is why the fuck do you want to watch kids take a piss? Or your workers? At least you made money off of him. But why would you want to watch kids take a piss? Or take a shit or whatever he had to do. Or take a cum. It's weird. Man, this is weird as shit. This guy. I knew something was fucked up about this guy. He seemed nice, but once you see those tapes with your name on it, those are the rape tapes.
And some other charges. Good. I'm happy I jumped out of that car.
Good.
Because I don't know where he was taking me.
He was taking you to the killing fields. He's gonna go on a plane to Cambodia and take you to the killing fields. Okay, let's go.
This happened about 3 months ago. Me and my roommate decided on getting a...
$150 isn't bad for that couch. What color is it? Designies. Macy's. Serious inquiries. Designer. Well, it looks okay. But why can't you buy your own fucking furniture, man? It's just a Macy's couch. I looked at the furniture at Macy's plenty of times. It looks good, but it's not that expensive. Go buy new furniture. Oh my god.
Used couch, so I thought Craigslist would be a great place for used furniture.
How you thought?
I scrolled through about 3 pages before finding a black leather couch. It was in really good condition, and it had a really good price, around $200. I told myself this was too good to be true, and man, I should have listened to myself. We arranged a price, and the guy...
Always listen to yourself. When it's telling you you're horny, you take that as yes.
Told me to meet him at his place over email. My roommate was out working overtime, so I had to go alone. The address was a little ways out of town.
Okay.
The house was surrounded by trees. You had to go through the drive-thru to be able to see it. I got out of my car and knocked on the door. This house was different. It was small and wooden, and it looked pretty eerie.
Wow.
When I knocked the third time, I heard creaks on the wood floor coming from inside. Anyone could tell it was footsteps, but it sounded like they were tiptoeing. Then I heard a faint, muffled voice through the door. "Hey, are you the couch guy?" But they sounded pretty rushed. So I responded, yes I am. He said back, "Okay, come around back, the couch is there." I felt a little weirded out by it, but I brushed it off. When I came around back, I saw something that I won't forget.
What?
I saw 4 tall men dressed in black robes with their hands together, and in front of them was a pit with a hatch and chain on it. Then I heard the same voice say,
That could only mean one thing. Wait, let me run it back 10 seconds.
4 tall men dressed in black robes with their hands together, and in front of them was a pit with a hatch and chain on it.
A hatch and a chain on it. Wait, let me look that up. Maybe it's kung fu shit. Gotcha. Not really a good picture of it. I probably know I should be like, what? I should be like this, but I'm like this. I know I should be like this. What the fuck is what happened?
Then I heard the same voice say, "Where's your friend?"
What friend?
I booked it out of there and frantically shoved the key in my car and started it. I looked out the mirror and saw the front door fly open. I shifted into first and floored it out of there. The thing that makes me uneasy to this day is that in the emails, I never told him I had a roommate.
But do you? That would be creepy if you knew you had a roommate.
I was about 12 years old. I was looking for some craft storage since I got a lot for Christmas. The ones at the stores were really pricey, so me and my 27-year-old sister looked for some on Craigslist. We found someone offering a huge tote for only $10. That would mean getting a $90 discount, so we checked it out. The person lived relatively close to us, so we gave the guy our email. He emailed us within an hour and asked where we should meet. I said we should meet at Dollar Tree since it was a short walk away.
Oh.
He, to my surprise, asked to meet at my home. I lived in an apartment, so that would be inconvenient, so I said that we lived farther away. He said he could drive, but we said no. So we eventually said it was okay to meet at Dollar Tree, but he could only meet up at 9 p.m.
What? Oh.
I said that's okay, even though it would be dark by then. He said to meet up today. My sister worked the night shift tonight, so she said I could walk there and back and to just bring my wagon so I could just put the tote in it. She gave me $10 and I started walking at 8:30. I arrived just on time and I saw an old knocked up '06 Kia. I assumed it was him, so I yelled, "Hey, got the tote?" He got out of his car and said he left it at home. He asked if I wanted to take a drive with him to his house. I said I can't because
I would be like, no, 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 no. Fuck no. So you just happen to forget it on the day you're gonna sell it. You just happen to forget. Do you tell me you just happen to forget that tote? Turn red flags are going off. Then he wants to drive you. He's gonna drive you to the killing fields, which is, I don't think you can, no, you can't drive to Aegis.
it wasn't okay with my family. He said he would drive me home, and I firmly said no. He said if I came with him that I could get the tote for free. I got a very uneasy feeling.
Exactly.
He said, "Hey, your address is 234 Letter Road, right?" My heart dropped into my stomach. I got freaked out and ran all the way home. I got home and ran upstairs like a demon was chasing me. I got in my room and locked all the doors and windows. I also covered them with black clothing and such. That night I was shaking like crazy. And then I heard a hefty man coming up the stairs. Almost no one on my floor was up this late, and no hefty man lived there. I heard a voice and I almost fainted. "Hey, you still want that tote? It's down in my car. Come help me get it." I almost puked and fainted. I looked through the peephole to see the man's back facing my door. I watched him turn around, and I covered the peephole with a black shirt I had laying around from before. The doorknob started to wiggle. I went under the sink cabinet and was silent as a worm. He started to try to kick the door down, and eventually he did. I felt like I was...
He kicked your apartment door down? You know you're living in a shitty ass apartment. I'm thinking of my old apartment. That was a nice one. It had a key lock. The door didn't look like it was gonna break down in two kicks. I mean, what the fuck? You know, this apartment just shitted on the bed. Wow. You are in one fucked up situation. But you know what gets you out fucked up situation? Some Adidas.
Ready to die. I grabbed an old broom that was sitting in the cabinet.
What the fuck is a broom gonna do? You have I have pepper spray. And I'll just spray in your eyes and you go. You'll start acting like you're paralyzed. I mean, you're having a seizure.
The kicking down of the door woke up my neighbors, who came running in with a baseball bat.
Good.
My neighbor whacked the guy in the face with the bat, and the guy fell to the floor.
Good.
I got out with the broom and gave the man a wimpy whack before he stood up and tried to grab me.
Good.
I physically jumped down the stairs and ran down the street to my sister's work like I was going to die, and I thought I was.
Wow.
I ran to the nurse's station and started to have a breakdown.
It pays to live in an apartment. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, once you live in an apartment for like 10 years, and let's say the room's $1,000 a month, you're paying $120,000 for a fucking apartment. Well, you could put that towards a mobile home, which is much cheaper, and you can actually live there for the rest of your life without paying. So, but still, you got everyone so close to you.
I was crying and almost throwing up, and the nurses looked at me like I was just raped or something. I told them
You fought. Oh.
that a man was following me and was going to kill me. They got my sister and called the police. It turned out he was a serial rapist.
Damn.
Me and my sister moved, and she went away to college.
Good, you moved. Wow, you are about to be raped. You are one. See this finger? That's one step closer from being raped. Which is gay, which is twice as sad. Not only is you're getting raped by a man. So that's 2 clocks, 2 fucks, 2 red flags. Man, how can you fuck up? He's asking you to get in your car. You know, it's just. This is making me more cautious the more I watch this shit. About who I talk to. And not really talk to, but who I'm gonna go with. Like, I'll give you 2 stories where I was close to being... I feel like I could have getting close to being raped. I'll give you 2 stories right now. I was at this grocery store named Hiller's. It was in Michigan, but I'm in North Carolina. It was a cool grocery store. But then there's this old ass man, about 70, 80. And he's like, "Can you help me bring my groceries to the car?" I was like, no, fuck no. And I was like, what, 7, 8, 9? 8, probably. 7, 8. And I knew at that time, I was like, have no interest in helping. Even if he's 80. Even though I could beat the shit out of him. He probably has the gang in his car. He could have easily hired some guys to shove me in the car. I think he had a Ford Escape. The new one. I mean, the newest generation. Which would have been in 2013 or 14. Fuck. So that was one experience. Someone just asked me, "Can you help me put the groceries in the car?" I was like, hell no, I'm going back to my mom. I'll tell her, this bitch is trying to rape me. Second one was, I don't know, I was doing some trip. And then there's these just 2 guys who look really muscular, you know? Not really, but just look like they could rape you, I guess. Look like the people who would rape you, not they would. They just look like it. Anyway, so they were fishing. Guess what? They had knives. They were cutting fish, which I'm not scared of cutting the fish. I'm scared of what else could he do with that knife. And he had guns in his pocket, holstered. The guys had pistols. I actually talked to the guy. I think I said hi or some shit. Then I brought him back. I was like, fuck that. I could be next to becoming the next canned meat. I was like, fuck that. I'm out. So yeah, be careful. Stay safe.
When you decide to use Craigslist,
Sir.
make sure you deal local, and if something seems too good to be true,
It
it
is.
usually is. I was 20 years old, still driving my grandpa's old Buick that he handed down, and I
Buick?
hated it. I wanted to drive
Why not? It's a luxury car. You cool, man. Probably it's a Buick Regal, or I forgot the other one I was talking about. It was discontinued in 2000 or something. I forgot what it was.
cool
So it looks like a Mustang. It's I think it's the 2006 generation to 14.
and something more age appropriate. Well, I was making decent money, and I wanted to buy a Mustang, so I started searching Craigslist. And within a week,
You, sir, have a fine taste in cars. Nah, I'm just kidding. You kind of do, but
I found something that
I
seemed
don't mind driving one, but that just seems too like, oh, everyone wants one. But they're cheap. I mean, you can get one for starting 27,000 new. But that's just the basic one.
unbelievable. A 2013 blue Mustang GT convertible,
2013. Okay, that's good.
manual transmission, no accident history.
Manual transmission? What the fuck? Do I live in Romania or something? Everyone in Romania drives manual. But in America, we all drive automatic. What the fuck? Or would I want manual transmission? It just seems complicated.
With only 32,000 miles,
Not
and the
bad.
shockingly low price of 16,000.
How is it shockingly low? Well, actually, yeah, that kind of is shockingly low. I don't know when this video was made. I don't want to check, but I assume 15 to 16, 2016. So that actually is not too bad of a deal, depending on what the features you get. If it's a generic one, I was like, fuck that.
I saw the ad was just posted 4 minutes ago, so I knew I had to act fast.
Okay.
I called the number listed, but it just went to voicemail. I called again, and this time on the fourth ring, a man picked up the phone. I told him I was interested in the car, and he started laughing and joking about how he had just listed it a few minutes ago.
So,
He honestly sounded almost too normal and friendly. He gave me his address, and I told him I'll be over at 6 to check it out. After hanging up and realizing this guy sounded normal, I was just so excited to think that I had just found such a good deal. I GPSed the location. It was a long drive, about an hour. It took me far away from the suburbs
why would you waste an hour to be raped?
that I was used to. The GPS said 2 minutes remaining in the drive, and I was kind of confused. The area I was in was very rural and poor. I pulled up to what the GPS said was the house. It was a shitty rundown old thing. I noticed there was no Mustang anywhere in sight. I felt uncomfortable with even getting out of the car. In fact, I just sat there looking at the house for a good 5 minutes, trying to decide if I should even go and knock on the
Those are some good decision-making skills. You need them. And I was born with them.
door. An hour isn't by any means a short drive, but when something seems as sketchy as this seemed, you would understand.
Yeah.
I saw the blinds from the window begin to shake, and then the front door opened, and a man, probably in his 50s, came outside. He gave me a wave and a smile.
Before I even expect this house, I'd be on the other lane of the road, ready to drive back down to where I live. I would not even be wasting my time with that step.
He actually looked somewhat normal.
Okay.
I turned the car off and went out to greet him. I asked him where the car was, and he said it was in the garage.
Okay.
He told me to follow him back inside. I didn't know why he was leading me into his house instead of the garage, but
Wow.
I went anyway. He made sure to shut the door behind me, even though I was going to myself.
If something sketchy is that, you know it's time to run. I heard a creak, and I thought my dad or mom was walking. Nope.
I was able to get a good look of his house, and I must say, it smelled disgusting, and it didn't have much, if any, furniture.
Well,
He led me down a small flight of stairs and to a door. I heard some noises coming from beyond the door.
okay.
The man just explained that it was his friend working on the car.
Oh,
That seemed weird. I also began to hear creaking coming from upstairs, as if someone was walking around.
wow.
He looked up and said that must be his wife. I found it weird that he had to explain these noises. I wouldn't have thought it was weird otherwise. He finally
Yeah, that seems kind of sketchy, actually. Because it seems planned. When you're, oh, that's my wife. Oh, that's my bro working on the car. Oh, that's my dick up there. Oh, that's my dad. What if I just ignore the noises? Why did you point it out?
opened the door, and I got a quick glimpse of
You know, it just seems sketchy, doesn't it?
his garage. It was completely empty.
Wow.
I took a look at the man, and as he stared back at me, I knew it was time to go. I didn't say anything. I just turned around and ran for the door, but somebody was standing there blocking it. I
Told ya.
offered to give them all the money in my wallet to let me go. And then the first guy walked into the room with some sharp metal tool in his hand. I don't know what it was called, but I fled from the room in the opposite direction of the front door, and thankfully found the back door.
Good.
I fled into the backyard and went around the house to my car. I made it inside and started the engine. I stared at the house one more time. Nobody followed me. I saw the front door open again, and the two men from inside stood behind the storm door and just seemed to stare me down. I gave them the finger and drove off half.
Good. Fuck you. That's good. That's what I'd give him for wasting my time. No, and I'd be like, fuck you. I'd yell that so loud God could hear it. And he'd be like, wait, I mean the fake God. There's no such thing as... Okay, fuck off. I don't need to tell my beliefs. But by the time you were fingering him, did I just say that? Did I just say that? That's gay as fuck. By the time you're giving him the finger, I'd be 50 miles out, going towards home. I would give him it, but I'd be much faster than you.
Halfway down the road before calling the cops. I stayed nearby until I saw the cops pull up to the house. The two men, or however many people were in that house, were gone. Nobody had actually lived in that house for years.
Wow.
I went home feeling angry and disturbed, but also grateful that I escaped with my life.
Good.
That night, I got a phone call from an unknown number at like 2 in the morning.
Wow.
I didn't answer.
You know what's sketchy as fuck? When you get called at 2 in the morning from an unknown number. I've gotten called in the morning before. One was to alert, it wasn't at 11, to alert me my grandma, also known as my dad's mom, has died at the assisted living. Another one was because my mom got a flat tire. It was a snowy day in Michigan, as always. And there was a tow truck guy. And we called them back. It was never a random person. The latest I got called by a random person was about 9:30 p.m. I was close to 10. It used to be, it broke a record. It used to be 9, but no 2 a.m. calls.
They didn't leave a voicemail. 10 seconds later,
If they didn't leave a voicemail, it's probably too good to be true. That's what I say. If telemarketers don't leave a voicemail, it's probably too good to be true. That's someone important.
I got a text from the same number saying, "Look outside your window."
Oh no. Oh no. Oh wow. I'm having so many mixed emotions. That is creepy as fuck. Someone followed you 1 hour after getting busted by the cops? Okay.
I had my blinds down and feared what might be on the other side, but I had a pretty good feeling. I called the cops yet again, letting the person outside know that I was as well. They arrived in a surprising 3 minutes and began to search the whole premises. They found him hiding in my bush outside my window. He was arrested. His name is Tony Schelling. He was, in fact, the same
Tony, may you burn in hell.
person I met at the house. My message to all is to not be an idiot while using websites like Craigslist.
Exactly.
Dear Monique and Jocelyn.
The fuck? Oh, sorry, I accidentally pushed the pause button. So I'm gonna give you my aftermath, but again, Tony, you know you're in a good where you deserve it. You're in a good place called hell. Again, I'm not religious at all. I'm just saying, it's just for fun I'm saying this. As everything else I'm saying is. But damn. You should be thankful the police based on these stories. At first I hated the police because like, oh, you can't do nothing right you want without them busting you. But when you see what they just did there, and all the other Mr. Nightmare stories, you should thank them. Good job, police. I love you, police. Thank you for being here. Anyway, so yeah. Those are some words of wisdom, Mr. Nightmare. Don't cluck up or fuck up on using Craigslist. Buy something that seems like it's not good to be true. Like a mower. A Honda mower. $700. $2. That sounds too good to be true unless he thinks that piece of shit just wants to get rid of it. But other than that, be safe and sane. Just like those shitty fireworks I have to deal with. And they're not shitty, I'm just saying. Be safe and sane. And have a nice 4th of July. I'm gonna record a video after this. Good night, guys. This is Top Fan with reaction number 3 on this channel. See ya.